Hey everyone, Tony here. So today I'm gonna do a VR for John, 3D 80s kid, and John wants to know about kind of the history of your own YouTube sports card YouTube career. So like when you got your start, uh, things like that, what you've gotten out of doing sports card YouTube. And maybe if you're a little more ambitious, which I'm going to be kind of sort of do this, maybe kind of recreate, or you don't have to do this, but maybe kind of recreate or do a little homage to your first video. And so just using that as a segue, my very first video is not on YouTube anymore. I got started in card YouTube, I believe it was October or November of 2018. So late 2018. I would say I started collecting sports cards seriously in 2017, the year before. That was around, I assume I was probably influenced a little bit by Judge Mania, which was in 2017, which was I would say, a prelude to the actual start of the very contemporary hobby and the start of contemporary card YouTube as it exists more or less today. Which is the subsequent year, 2018, and the hunt for the Otani Bowman Superfractor, Otani Mania. And so 2018 is when I got started in YouTube. Again, I didn't really. I started collecting sometime thereabouts in 2017, but I got started late 2018 on YouTube. And that was around the time of like Otani Mania. And of course, the 2018 rookie class is like looking like it's going to be historic. Um, and I think something kind of that's when my own perception is that that's when card YouTube, like as it exists today in a form that's recognizable, that's when it started. It seems like a lot of guys and ladies, but mostly guys, got started in 2018, like me on YouTube, and something changed that year. It's, kind of, there's pre 2018 and then post for YouTube purposes at least. So anyway, back then, 2018, what I used to do originally, I remember my very first video, and it's not on YouTube anymore. I'll explain. My very first video was I ripped a 2017 Bowman Mega Box. And I didn't get the Otani in that video, but I did pull the Otani in another one that I had. So that's what I used to do, like at the very beginning. I would pretty much just rip product. And I had a system in place where, because I'm in Japan, I was always ahead of everybody else. So Japan gets, all the tops products and things like that. And back then they were a lot more affordable, so I bought them quite a bit and ripped them. And what I was always able to do, basically, I would rarely rip like hobby boxes or anything, but I would go to my LCS and I'd get a few packs of the new product that dropped, and I'd rip it on YouTube, like just a few packs. And basically, my video was always like the very first video on YouTube of anybody ripping that product. And that's what I did for about a year and change. Mainly, I also showed things like my own cards and stuff, but like ripping product and being like the first person to like put a YouTube video up of a rip of the new product was like my thing for a while. Um, and yeah, so that's how it went. However, so like I said, my first video and a lot of those old rip videos and stuff, they're just not on there anymore. And the main reason I don't have them on YouTube anymore is because of their atrocious quality. The main problem was like I had a camera on autofocus, and it would constantly go in and out of focus, in and out of focus, and I just deemed them to be essentially unwatchable. So I just deleted them. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to kind of do a little homage to my earliest video that is still on my channel, which is about 5 years old at this point. And that was an Ichiro rookie card showcase. So you can watch that original video, but whatever, right? I'm gonna do, or just watch this because I'm gonna show all my biggest Ichiro rookies, like I did in that video. So yeah, let's just get into it. I'm gonna show my main Ichiro rookies, kind of the big ones. Um, so I think John also wanted you to kind of talk about like what you've gotten out of card YouTube and things like that. And yeah, I mean, I don't know that my answer would be that much different than others. Just the sense of community and just sort of the idea, not I guess like maybe as Mangini would say before YouTube, he kind of just collected in obscurity. So just sort of not collecting in obscurity and just having people who are interested to show these things to, because there's not really anyone in my life who's like really into cards or anything like that, right? Like I've got buddies who are into baseball, they love baseball or other sports and they do fantasy and stuff, but they're just not into cards. They just don't care. So, yeah, I mean, it's cool to like just have people who like don't think you're a massive weirdo or like, right, for spending hundreds of dollars on little cardboard squares with like dudes' faces on them. So yeah, I'm just gonna show my Ichiro rookies. We'll start. So this is the homage to my first video, my earliest video that's still on YouTube. So here we go. I'll start with the most well-known and most available Japanese Ichiro rookie. So we'll start with the Japanese 93s. This is, of course, the 93 BBM Ichiro. This card is a little smaller than a standard sized card. So it's a nice one. Ichiro looking like a baby on the back. And then I've also got, this is the 1993 Takara. This was a game card. It's about the size of a standard playing card. I actually graded this one myself. I remember just opting to put authentic on there, because the back is actually in quite poor condition, and I just figured, if I did it today, I'd probably just put whatever the poor number grade on it. This would probably get a 1. But this one is a game, from a game, I should say. And then my personal favorite Japanese Ichiro rookie is this one. This is the 93 Tomy ID. Tomy is another toy company. They put out a baseball card set called ID in 1993 this year with the Ichiro rookie, and in 1994, only for 2 years. And yeah, sorry, I gotta kind of hold these cards at a slant because the light from the window makes it look a little better. It looks kind of too dim if I go like this. So yeah, this one I actually, I found this one and I graded it myself. I didn't pull it myself, but I found it myself and it got a 9. Pretty thrilled about this one, just the whole thing getting a 9 on it. Now, an interesting thing that not everybody knows about this card is that it comes in 2 serial numbers on the bottom, and I don't know if these were like different printing batches, But you can see on the bottom right corner there, it says ID 69001. And it also comes with ID 69002. And the 002 serial number is actually quite a bit more rare than this one. But I don't believe it has any impact on the desirability or the price or anything like that, or the collectability, to be honest. But this one, for example, this one is a 001 in a PSA 9, and I think most people would probably want this one compared to a 002 that's in worse condition, for instance. So, like I said, not many people know about that, but it is a thing. So if you happen to be searching for this card, why don't you take a look on the back and see if you've got a 002. PSA does not make a distinction, but like I said, the 002 is quite a bit more scarce than the 001. So, oh, and by the way, these two, so right, so this is Takara and this is Tomy, and actually these two toy companies have since merged. So it's actually Takara Tomy now. They've merged and it's one company, but they're still around. So, all right, so let's just move into the a couple more things before that. Regarding the 93 Tomy ID Ichiro, I also have a unopened pack of the product. So this is what the pack looks like with this fairly crude illustration of a pitcher. You got 7 cards per pack. And on the back, you have, again, it's kind of a crude drawn illustration of a crowd. And actually, these packs came in 2 colors. This is the blue one, and they also come in pink. So it basically looks the same, but it's a pink background on the front of the pack instead of blue. I actually have the pink wrapper, but I ripped it. And I didn't get Ichiro. I got some other cool cards, but I didn't get Ichiro, so I'm keeping this one sealed. I got 2 of them at the time, and that was my intention. I was just going to rip one and keep one sealed. And I like the blue pack a little better than the pink one, so I decided to keep the blue one. And then to round out the Japanese Ichiros, this next one is actually not a rookie card. It's a 1994. This is the 94 Calbee Ichiro. And actually, this card is a little bit infamous because, unfortunately, there are many, many fakes, counterfeits of this card in circulation, and even more unfortunately, many of the counterfeits have been slabbed and graded as well, which is really, really unfortunate. This is what I believe to be a genuine example of a 94 Calbee Ichiro. These came in 3 different images. There's this one, there's one of him hitting, and then there's a more close-up profile shot of him. But, as I said, numerous, countless fakes of this card abound. One tip. So basically your 2 major tips for discerning if it's a genuine example or a counterfeit. One of the big tells is that if you look at his portrait on the back, the fakes will generally have this kind of almost purple tint to the picture. But as you can see here, I think this one passes the test. It's not very purple. Particularly in person. Another big tell is that these orange boxes here are on the fakes, on the counterfeits, these orange boxes are a little bit darker orange. They're kind of a deeper orange, whereas these are pretty light. It actually looks darker on the camera. But yeah, so if you're looking for one of these cards are quite rare, authentic ones, because they were a regional issue, but you'll definitely be able to find these on eBay and things like that. And their chances are, or I should say, there is a very good chance that it is in fact a counterfeit. So just keep those tips in mind. If you want one, look at the picture of Ichiro on the back. If it's kind of almost has like a purple tint to the whole image, almost like a transparent kind of purple overlay to the whole picture. And then those orange boxes on the back being a little very deep orange instead of kind of a lighter orange. So yeah, this one, like I said, I do believe this one is genuine. Another tip that I would give you way back. Now I bought this card several years ago, and I actually bought it raw. But another thing that I remember is when I bought this card, the seller only had this card. So the seller did not have. So for example, what you might see is if the seller has like all three versions of the card. So because like I said, it comes in three different images and the seller's got like all three of them, that should be a red flag. Because the authentic ones, the chances that the seller actually has all three authentic versions is just pretty low. So be wary of any seller that has more than one of them. And then also just again look at the things on the back. So sorry, kind of like getting maybe a little off track. This is in fact a VR for John 380's kid about your YouTube career. But just going through my like I said, a little homage to my first video. Let's just quickly then do some Topps rookies. So this is the good old 2001 Topps Ichiro. Just the classic, regular, plain old Topps card. And as you can see, this is an ancient slab. But that doesn't bother me too much. So, of course, lots of versions of this card, including regular and chrome. And this is just the absolute vanilla Topps Ichiro rookie card. So, and then I also have, this is my personal favorite Ichiro rookie, and it's one of my favorite Ichiro cards as well. This is the 2001 Fleer EX, and I actually have this one signed. This is not, these were not signed, these were not pack pulled signed cards. At least the Ichiro from 2000 EX was not signed out of the for the product. So this must have been done by Ichiro at some kind of signing. Actually, you can see on the back it has this Ichiro hologram sticker before this was slabbed by someone with the PSA DNA. Probably as a way to try to authenticate it. It was given this Ichiro hologram sticker, which that is not part of the original card, right? So 2001 Fleer EX Ichiro rookie. And then finally 2001 Bowman Chrome Ichiro X-Fractor. Obviously quite the big boy card. I did grade this myself. I got a raw copy probably back in 2018 and got it graded myself, and it got a 9, so pretty thrilled about that. All right, well, that's it. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Peace.